saying, comparing famine due to mismanagement or even the violence born out of the Cultural Revolution to the Holocaust, or claiming it's worse, is Holocaust revisionism. I don't give a fuck if you take my joke about never disrespecting Mao seriously or not. You need to recollect your thoughts. And Trash Pandas for Real says, hard to claim someone is a good leader, much less one of the greats, when tens of millions die from mismanagement or even the violent born out of the Cultural Revolution. Jay says, most of the famine was caused by U.S. international sanctions and literally ended only after Australia and Canada broke with the U.S. after witnessing the suffering themselves. You're such a hack for Epstein. And Trash Panda says, this is completely false. And historians would tell you that. Could we have helped? Yes. But it was Mao's mismanagement that got them into the mess to begin with. Destiny screenshots Hassan's post and captures it by saying, yeah, he killed 40 million, bro, but it wasn't even on purpose. It was by accident. A strong selling point for Maoist the social planning there, Chief. Project Liberal also posted the life expectancy chart that we looked at earlier, with this part labeled China's Great Leap Forward, also known as really bad weather, and they say leftists will call everything but this a genocide, and Evan says, because it's not in any fucking way a genocide. And Project Liberal replies, attack me next time, you chicken. Oh, can you explain to me why hating Mao is Nazi propaganda specifically? Really interested in the answer. And Evan says, first of all, you should look up the definition of genocide. Second of all, the Great Leap Forward maybe kills around 40 million largely by accidents. The Nazis killed like 55 million very much on purpose. The Nazi propaganda starts when people say Mao is worse than Hitler. And there's a community note added here that says, the 55 million figure represents total global casualties in World War II, not people killed directly and intentionally by the Nazi regime. The scholars estimate that the victims of the Holocaust and Nazi persecution numbered around 11 to 17 million. And Project Liberal says, do you think that is kind of weird that Mao accidentally killed a comparable amounts to the Nazis, who, yes, were doing it on purpose? To be clear, your claim is that he accidentally killed 10% of his population. Is there anything in history that's comparable? And Evan says, yes, of course that's my claim. Any other man-made famine would be comparable. You could even call American early deaths due to lacking insurance or adequate access to medical care comparable. And there's another community note added here that says, the Great Chinese Famine killed an estimated 15 to 55 million people from policies during the Great Leap Forward, making it the deadliest famine in history and not comparable to others, or U.S. deaths from lack of health insurance. Roughly 45,000 a year. Jack Posobiec also tweets out this post by Evan Loves Wharf, where he said the Great Leap Forward killed 40 million people by accident, and captions it, holy Schlitz, and John Blaze replies, it gets even worse. Showing other tweets by Evan saying, fuck white South Africans, protect trans kids, I am Jewish, you moron. Jesse Drama replies, Mao right after 40 million people die under his leadership, and it's someone taking a note off of a crashed car, and the note says, Sawi, and a frowny face. Sargon of Akkad co-tweets the post by saying, no, take him very seriously. This is the core reason why they happily tolerate communist dictators but despise fascist dictators. They think one side had good intentions and the other had evil intentions, like a child's interpretation. He'd also tweets out a clip of Hassan reacting to the whole situation with the caption, Hassan glazes his own speech and pushes back at chatters who said it reminded them of Dwight Schrute and that the Mao suit was a bit much. It says people are being racist equating the suit to Mao. Mao is not comparable to Hitler, and more.
In fact, we have a message. We are coming. We are on boss. We're on bot. We're unbound. And we will become undeniable. Thank you. I mean, no notes. No notes. I think it's great. I think it's a great fucking speech, I will say, especially the end of it, the second half of it, like, I get really fired up. I don't know what this would be considered, I don't know how this could be considered Hitlerian in any way, shape, or form. Don't need those Democrats anymore! That was bars, by the way. Straight up, I'll take it. I'm gonna keep repeating that over and over again. That was bars. That's the stump. You know, that's me working my type 5. I'm sorry, I kind of cooked on that. Objectively, aura, objectively cooked. You can fucking cry about it all day, every day, but love the speech, but not gonna lie, you sounded like Dwight Schrute when he gave that dictator speech. Guys, I don't know if you know this. Dwight Schrute is working in an office, okay? I am giving a political speech at a political event about politics. I'm not like a working in Scranton, Pennsylvania at a paper plant, okay? I'm giving a fucking political speech. I saw a lot of people that were like, oh, this is just like Dwight Schrute. It's like, yeah, the reason why Dwight Schrute is funny in that moment is because he's working for a paper plant, where they make paper and stationery. Okay? That's why it's silly, the juxtaposition of him delivering a Mussolini speech. What makes it funny is that juxtaposition. What's it called when you associate an Asian style of clothing with a specific Asia with the implication that it's bad? I mean, yeah, it's fucking racist. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're treating your suit like you put on a fucking Gundam to threaten the Empire. Yeah, the only thing that matters when you wear stuff like this is, does it look good or not? Okay? Does it look good or not? That's it. And if the answer is yes, it looks good, yes, it's swag, then who gives a shit? Matter who made it famous matters. Same as you don't see anyone using the now called Hitler mustache. You didn't invent it, but he made it famous. Yeah, there's no comparison between Mao Zedong and Adolf Hitler, dumbass. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to get to right now, which is that if you were to make that comparison, you're a fucking idiot. And I know a lot of people in the Western world not only make that comparison, but then turn around and say Mao Zedong is far worse than Adolf Hitler, killed far more people than Adolf Hitler. It's a fucking stupid argument. That's my point. That's like, you know, anyone who is at least a little bit knowledgeable about Chinese history will understand that there's plenty of criticism that is warranted of Mao Zedong, especially in his later life, but he's also a profoundly important historical figure for the entire planet and certainly for the PRC, People's Republic of China, modern China in general. That's my argument. That's my statement. And it's one that Shannon Watts, of course, without any sort of fucking interest in understanding Chinese history, has immediately turned around and said, whoa! Yeah, Hassan, please stop wearing the mouse suit. It scares libs and normies. Also, while you're at it, please stop pushing socialist policies. It scares people, and to calm the masses, please start preaching that better things are not possible. Yeah. Mao killed practically half my dad's paternal family, and I don't even blame him. They were landowning one percenters.
And Yenser replies, why aren't people realizing how dangerous this retard is? He is confusing the younger generation with this retarded rhetoric. This generation get radical following of his ideas will affect the future gen. Why aren't people not seeing the issue? Why is he not banned? He tweets out this clip with the caption, Asmongold thinks Hassan Piker's Mao suit mishap is so bad for the Democrats and that the Democratic Party is over.
This is an instance that I am so... Like, you know, it says never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. This is so bad for the Democrats. I'm sorry, guys, but the optics of having a guy go up there and do a Hitler-style rant in a Mao Zedong suit, this isn't going to play very well in the eyes, in like, you know, every, middle America, like TV, right? Every middle America house. People are going to see this and they're like, well, what the fuck? Get this guy to... I thought we got rid of all these guys. Wait, what the hell is this? Get him the fuck out of here. Yeah, they're going to be totally against this. Yeah, deport this guy. Like, what is this? That's what average people are going to see or think whenever they see somebody that does this. Man. So there it is. This is wow. What, the fat women loved it? Yeah, the fat women loved it. I can see that. I mean, if there's really ever been... You know, like, I haven't really, I don't really ever go and say this, but, like, it's kind of obvious who the people that like this kind of stuff is. Like, anybody who says that, like, Hitler, was a good leader or something like that immediately would be deplatformed, right? I mean, you would instantly get kicked off of, like, wherever. Like, I view the saying Mao Zedong, it's the same thing, right? I mean, Jesus, this guy killed even more people than Hitler did. What's the reasoning here? How is this allowed? Yes, and keep in mind, this is Hassan glazing a guy that was responsible for the deaths of tens of millions of people. Killed more people than Hitler did. Again, these people don't hate fascism. They want to be the fascists. They want to be the ones holding the gun, telling you to turn around and face the wall. That's what they want to do.
For Zoran Mamdani is that he utilizes the Democratic Party to build socialism, and that he doesn't become a person.
The Democratic Party is actually over. It's actually over. It's done, guys. It's done. You've been taken over by a bunch of third worldists. You've been taken over by foreign communist third worldists that support terrorism. And then the people that aren't like that don't even know what gender they are. Welcome to the Democrat Party of 2026. Please vote here.
Clipping Wings posted this clip with the caption, David Pakman on far-left extremists hijacking the Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party is showing the early signs of the same disease that destroyed the Republican Party. Republicans, back in 2010, their leaders, laughed at the Tea Party. The left and Democrats can't make the same mistake. There is a small group of far-left extremists gaining influence inside youth groups and party organizations. There was a college Democrats convention, which I was actually invited to participate in, and I couldn't make it. Hassan Piker was dressed like Mao, and I guess Destiny tried to show up, and he was banned from entering allegedly because the Mao-dressed Piker didn't want him there. Republicans are going to put these clips everywhere. Like, people seem crazy when they see this stuff. And they are going to abolish the police and abolish borders and abolish prisons and play them on a loop for 6 months. Democrats must act now and intelligently. The centrists don't really do anything. Make very milquetoast fringe suggestions that you don't even really push for. Not working, okay? This other thing of like end everything is a sort of destructive accelerationism. That's also not going to work. So I think that what we need here are no apologetics for dictatorship, no apologetics for authoritarianism, no harassment, no anti-Semitism, no allowing online factions to decide which liberals may enter the room. You know, would I even have been allowed at that college Democrats thing? They invited me months ago. I don't know. I mean, I couldn't go, so we didn't find out. I've said before, I've never been a Democrat. I don't care about the Democratic Party beyond who offers the better candidates, and usually it's Democrats over Republicans. But we've got to make sure that we don't allow that party, if it is the vessel, at least for now, to something better than what Republicans are offering, to be hijacked.
And Arturo Dominguez replies, destroy the Republican Party? They seem to be getting whatever they want as they stomp on all of our brains. The last thing we need is more of the same leadership that got us here. We need people who are ready to fight fascism. Imposter says, the centrist shills are terrified of letting the people decide who they want to represent them. They are scared of the average person wanting too much from their politicians and taxes. Expert says, very brave from Pac-Man. We need to stand up and get these bozos out of the party. Anyone that embraces authoritarian dictators has no place in the Democratic Party. Socialist sysadmin quote tweets the post by saying, mods. The leftists are cheating by appealing to young people and swing voters by having tangible policies, ambitious goals, and a coherent, well-defined political agenda. 679 enthusiast quote tweets the post by saying, David Pac-Man crying about far-left extremists. And it is a joke post of a nut guzzler saying, fuck, look who the radical left just elected. Fuck, we're fucked. And someone smiling saying, together we can build a safer, cleaner city for our children. This clip going around made it back to Hassan, who then added David Pac-Man in a post, and also quote tweeted an old post from 2025, and says, hey, David Pac-Man, why did you criticize the College Democrats of America making a similar decision to one you made in 2025? What changed? And it is a post from May 2025 saying, David Pac-Man drops out of an event that he was co-headlining with Destiny in June, citing reputational concerns. The CEO of the event released a statement, and Russia replies, are you retarded? He dropped out. Destiny was kept out. Clear or retarded? And Can You Don't says he didn't want to associate with Destiny. Neither did CBA. Clear? And Russia says, found the retard. That is the controversy. Literally what we are talking about. Yes. So they kept him out. If you can't see how bad this looks given all political and social contexts, you were completely and hopelessly lost. This is entirely the point, Lamau. My god. Every damn time replies to Hassan saying every damn time, showing David Pac-Man and Destiny in a photo together. Destiny then also responds to all this by tweeting out, so David Pac-Man dared to make a video criticizing Hassan's decision to wear a mouse suit to a college Dim's event, and for them banning me from entry for no reason. This is the resulting behavior, fully endorsed by the Twitch platform. And he attaches various chat messages. Diana, Redheaded Dragon, says David Pac-Man has 2 adorable kids. Daniel says, if I'm president, I'm putting David Pac-Man in a camp. This screenshot of a bunch of people saying, fuck Pac-Man, fuck A Pac-Man, chair Billy is over for A Pac-Man, slimy A Pac-Man, get bent, etc. And this picture again again, of a lot of the same thing, of the people saying nasty little establishment dick sucker, and just a bunch of people saying APAC-man is a clown, fuck APAC-man, etc. Destiny then continues saying you can see all of the comments made about him in his chat, hosted by Twitch here, attaching logs, along with saying Hassan's community is also regaining David Pakman's Discord and subreddit as well. And there's this post on David Pakman's subreddit, where a mod announces, "At everyone heads up, Discord TOS violations seem to be coming fast and hard. There seems to be either an uptick of scrutiny or an automated enforcement of specific phrases. We've had situations where users receive Discord strikes and even temporary suspensions for messages that quote hate speech or repeat it in an obviously sarcastic/mocking manner. Context does not seem to always factor into Discord's enforcement. Please proceed accordingly. If you need to reference hateful language, it may be wise to avoid doing so directly, and to avoid posting anything that could possibly be perceived as hate speech. When in doubt, paraphrase instead of quoting. You can review what Discord's expectations are regarding conduct at, and then a link to the guidelines. Stay safe out there." And a post by David Pakman on Reddit on Our Destiny Pakman Has Spoken, where David says the brigade is incoming to my subreddit. Over on H3H3 Productions, they also post about the situation. Posture King 180 says, "Looks like Hassan sicked his community on David Pakman for daring to comment on his mouse suit. Pakman is getting tons of hate sent his way from Hassan's snarker community across all his socials, Twitter, YouTube, Reddit, etc. They've also been trying to get Pakman's Discord taken down. It's insane. The moment Hassan got the slightest, most gentle pushback for his insane antics this past weekend, he couldn't cope and threw a temper tantrum, called out at David Pakman on stream, and dog whistled to his snarker community hard and understood their marching orders loud and clear. It would be nice for Ethan to reach out and maybe give some tips on how he's dealt with the harassment on the back end in the past." Here's the video of David talking on the issue that caused Hassan to lose his mind and send his community after him, along with attaching the Hassan post that we read earlier. Gutterbones replies, "In the words of a cruel world broken brain, the fact that he's targeting another Jew this hard is interesting." And OP replies, "Mike from PA was in Hassan's chat during stream, throwing out some anti-Semitic dog whistles, saying how if Pakman doesn't do YouTube, he'd go into finance. The chat immediately started making anti-Jewish and racist South American comments that went completely unmonitored. And it's also apparently their new nickname for David is APACman now, just like how Hassan makes up cute little nicknames for everyone else he unpersons on the internet. So you know it's real." And Gutterbones says, "Wish it were surprising, but these are the same idiots that managed to rationalize that guy after he said Jews are a made-up ethnicity and then called us demonic. It's actually unbelievable that the couch puncher got away with it." Crazy X Koala X says, "Holy false equivalence. I was refusing to co-headline with a guy being accused of the comparable to organizers of an event kicking out multiple people who bought tickets available to the public, loosely associated with the same person because they thought those people would make a scene, despite having never done that anywhere." 1008 replies to the thread by saying, "Don't pretend this is about anything else other than Destiny being kicked out from that event, which was deserved since he was there to be an agitator." Over on Leftovers H3, they also posted the thread. Outrageous Bus says, "Fun guy logic. If someone makes a video criticizing Hassan, Hassan cannot respond. If someone makes a video criticizing Ethan is entitled to go after them for years, sue them, ruin their lives." And New Belt replies, "Pretending this is actually about the mouse suit is so insane, Lamau. Hassan didn't do shit this weekend except to give a speech that the usual suspects were already preparing to pearl clutch to, whether he wore this normal-ass Chinese suit or not, and protect himself from his stalkers. I'm continuously floored by how far-reaching this disingenuous BS is." And Throwaway Face It replies, "He wore a tan suit. Have you even considered the feelings of very stupid liberals? I can't believe the lack of empathy in this sub sometimes." Maleficent Code says, "It could be a legitimate issue with reading abilities. Hassan fans are bigger people, the most moral army, and don't make fun of people with disabilities. The simplest, most logical explanation is that the fun guy fanboy is unfortunately illiterate, that cannot process what Hassan wrote in his post." Forrest Miller tweets out, "The suit Hassan the Hun wears that everyone says is a Mao suit is actually a Sun Yat-sen suit. Sun Yat-sen, Chiang Kai-shek, and Mao all wore them," attaching in these photos. Kimi quote tweets Forrest by saying, "It's a Zongshan suit, not a Mao suit, designed to ditch the elitist scholar robes for something simple and practical that working people could actually wear. Pretty fitting that Hassan wears it while advocating for the working class while the opposition tries to turn him into a terrorist." And there is a community note added to this post that says, "The Zongshan suit is commonly referred to as a Mao suit in general, as well as by Piker and his community, as well as in his VOD title when he purchased the suit. Piker's suit was bought in China and is designed to be similar to Mao's." And attached is this VOD, which is titled Hassan B. November 13th, 2025, China Day 5, Shanghai Chopping Mao suit. And there's also this clip in the VOD where he is talking about going to buy the Mao suit.
We are going to be heading to a very famous Shanghai tailor and I'm going to be getting like the traditional Chinese tailored jacket and suit. You know, the same type of suit that many goats, including but not
Yeah, I've got the main ones I'm using are here I can show you. Fargo's Mutant Mod, Magic Storage, and Calamity. I do have quality of Terraria, and then Prisma's Juice Box is awesome. I love Prisma's Juice Box. It just makes everything so much like easier. And then I have an Auto Fisher. I have my Reforge thing. These are all somewhere in quality of Terraria, I'm sure, but I can't find them. And then I do a fishing QOL. Just speeds up the early game, makes it a little bit easier to turn these into videos. Oh, I Ore Excavator. I love Ore Excavator. Football as well. Is that Tomas? I believe. That's how you say it. Um, I love Prisma's Juice Box. It's probably my favorite mod. That's the regular guy and Huntress. Yeah, I mean, I could get most of this stuff in a couple of minutes anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot to fight Slime God. Let's buy some of these, and then yeah, I mean, pre-hard mode taking an hour. That's still a decent bit of time. But I still use like I don't use like a lot of the ones that some people that I know use. Don't hate on them. Like play what you want. Like if the fun of it is like for me, the fun of it, a lot of it is fighting bosses and making progress. I feel like an hour 15 isn't. Fuck. I was reading chat. Don't read chat while you're fighting bosses. Because I kind of forget how hard slime gods hit sometimes. Like, not that they're difficult, they just hit very hard. But they're really easy. I like the slime gods, I think they're really cool. Like the way that they're kind of like, they'll punish you, but they're easy to, like, kind of read, you know? Yeah, my uncle's name is Thomas, not Tomas, but Thomas. So I just read. I do have a bit of an accent too, because I'm from like a weird part of the U.S. where we don't really properly pronounce our vowels, or I guess like we don't pronounce them in the standard. Yeah, it's kind of like a class guide. I think is like a big thing because like don't get me wrong, I enjoy the artist videos and they helped me get into Calamity, but a lot of them are more based on Infernum, not base Calamity, and there's not many base Calamity playthroughs. Like a lot of them are on Infernum, so I just think that like, excuse me, it's nice to help people out. I think that's a cool thing to do. I'm gonna go with Statagel rather than Cobalt because I like movement. Good movement is very good. In my opinion, it's the most important part. If you can't tell with my 5 movement accessories and movement armor. No, I just woke up, man. Oh fuck, it's 1:30 p.m. It is not early. It is like middle of day. It's like noon. But I don't drink coffee. This is also my first time I'm talking all day. Because I haven't called my girlfriend yet. She's been calling me like crazy. Another one that I love, the calamity buffs. These things are really strong. Very fun too. It's like you kind of ball with weak items, you know? Okay, now I gotta lock the fucking and go get souls. I'm just gonna Star Cannon Destroyer because Mama raised a soldier, not no little bitch. If you know, you know. I mean, Statagel armor, it's not weak in defense. Like, it's pretty good. It's not the best. Palladium is definitely better for survivability, but like, you know, yeah. I used to wake up really early, but really late, sorry, and stay up until like 6 a.m. Actually, no. The biggest change we've ever had happened a couple of months ago. The main developer of Calamity, you might have heard of him, Fabsol. He was removed from the team. He was a person, that's for sure. And then one of the biggest Calamity developers was permanently banned for a lot of shit. He did a lot of very naughty things towards women, allegedly. Okay, let's just jump right into Destroyer. Oh, fuck. They gave him a lot of piercing immunity. That's not good. Not bueno for me, as the kids say. But no, so the Brainstorm update literally, like, it reworked probably 80% of this mod. It was a massive... Ah, oh, fuck, I missed my adrenaline. It was a massive change. Also, Master Death has been entirely reworked. Into basically not being as ass cancer as it used to be. It's still terrible and ass cancer, and I'm playing on Revengeance right now just because, like, I want to be more like the casual guy because I work full time. But yeah, Fabsol was removed for just being an asshole. He I think what happened was he went on like a political rant about trans people. So they, and like half of the developers of Calamity are trans or something. Not actually half, but like there's a very large percentage, and the Terraria community is generally pretty accepting and cool when it comes to stuff like that. They're not like assholes. So there was. I don't have potions. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I'm so one-shottable. Oh my god, I'm so one-shottable. Yeah, all of the Fab Soul stuff. Cirrus was removed. Um, also known as the Drunk Princess. I don't know what fully was going on. I thought Fab Soul was cool, but I heard that he was quite the strange, eccentric person. But then apparently he was just like a bigot, which sucks. Because I think he was talented. I think that he had a lot of really petty design choices that were kind of dickish, but like, I don't know. I liked him for a while. I thought he was a decent human being. It sucks that he's not. Yeah, it's Calamity Death. It's called. It's quite hyper AIDS. If you catch my drift. What can I make now? Should I make that weird one? Do I have a what's it called yet? Don't have the steampunker. Yeah, I only started playing a couple of years ago. Excuse me. Um, like I didn't really play before the Brainstorm update. Like I did a little bit, but I wasn't. I'm a really big fan of base Terraria. Like a very big fan of base Terraria. I think it's better than Calamity mod probably. And I think that a lot of like the more petty things that were in it, like I just didn't really enjoy. So I was never huge on playing it. Where are my gears? Here they are. My cogs, that's what they're called. This is really strong, I remember. Let's... Wait, no, I can't make a superstar. Oh my goodness, I can't talk, apparently. A superstar shooter yet. What can I upgrade to? What's a good weapon for this point in the game again? Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty big Terraria fan. Like, I think that base Terraria is... Like, yeah, I use quality of life, and yeah, I would appreciate a little bit more quality of life sometimes, but, like, I think overall, if you're not in it for, like, the boss rush or making videos, I think that, like, if you're just playing casually, um, I think that base Terraria is really good. I think that it's very well designed. Frustrating at times, but well designed. Like, I've heard a lot of people complaining about potions and calling them the worst aspect of Terraria. I think that those people, not to be a dick, I think that that's a skill issue. You definitely don't need potions in base Terraria. You don't even need it in base Calamity. It just makes everything easier. I hate this part of the twins, how you can only damage one at a time. Yeah, I love Terraria. I have 10,000 hours on this game. I will probably play it until I'm dead. It is my favorite game ever. I think 1.4.5, I think, don't get me wrong, there's a lot that I don't care for. There's not really anything that I hate. I wish that it was a little bit kinder to certain classes. But overall, very entertaining update. I'm very happy that I played it the day it came out. The Skyblock, yeah, I get that like people are bitching and moaning about the Skyblock seed, but like, yeah, those people are assholes. I don't really like those people. and maybe I'm biased because I don't like them, but like those people aren't very nice, and they're gonna find something to bitch about either way. So and I'm not referring to Chief Logan. I think that he does genuinely like get to be a little bit upset, and he's like not as much of an asshole, but like some of the people in the Skyblock community suck. Yeah. Uh Moonlord's really like I think that he's more of a knowledge check than he is and like a an equipment check or a gear check than he is like a skill check. He does take some level of skill, and if you don't want to learn him, he will be more difficult. But if you use a daybreak and get full warding, he does like and beetle armor, he does like 12 damage a shot. You know what I mean? You can basically out heal Moonlord to a certain extent. Like obviously the death beams, but the death beams are probably the most well telegraphed untelegraphed thing in the game because they're not telegraphed for real. Well, I guess they kind of are, but like they always go to the side that you're on. They always go up towards the side that you're on. You know what I mean? And every time he opens his eyes, he's gonna like um shoot a death ray once it starts glowing. I actually use a texture pack when I play vanilla, so it makes it harder, and I can't really see the telegraph, so I kind of just have to like time it better. Oh fuck! I definitely should have prepped more. I might die. I don't have potions. Oh god, why didn't I get potions? Oh dear fuck. Oh, your boy might be kinda cooked. Yeah. If you just use a daybreak and run away. No, I'm dead. I'm dead, yeah. Damn it. Okay. If I had potions, I probably would have survived that. Yeah. I mean, even for Moonlord, though, like. Yeah, I forgot my potions. No! I got so close without them, though. I should probably buy more before I fight him again. Are the twins dudes or are they girls? Or is one a boy and one's a girl? I feel like Spasmatism would be a girl. Retinizer would be a dude. Fuck. I misplaced that. I don't know why I've always just gotten like the green vibe to be like kind of like girl. You know what I mean? No potions, no armor. No, sometimes you just gotta say fuck it, we ball. And then I always thought of Eye of Cthulhu as a girl. Skeletron's obviously a dude. Bro literally has a boner. He gotta be a dude. Okay, here we go. Twins! I hate how fast that dash is. Mommy of Flesh, bro, that's got to be a chick. But she does come from the guide. But inside every strong man is a woman, so dude, it's gotta be. Shit, is Skeletron a chick too? Because Skeletron is inside of a dude. Inside of every strong man is a dude. But I guess the Clothier is kind of a bitch, so he's not really a strong man. So maybe he doesn't have a woman inside of him. And then Plantera, obviously, is a woman. Moonlord's probably a dude. Um, Trying to think who else there is. Skeletron Prime, also probably a dude. Just like you can tell. Golem, probably a dude. Trying to think who else. Cultist. Isn't Cultist confirmed to be a woman? I think, right? Cultist does low-key give like feminine vibes, but he could just be a femboy. Yeah, but I hate Cultist and I love femboys. Wait, what? Nah, Cultist definitely gives me like the Slenderman girls vibe. Like he gives the same vibes as them. No way, if Cultist is a dude. What are the pillars? What would the pillars be? God, I've went down this rabbit hole too far. King Slime is obviously a dude. Queen Slime's a girl. Mommy of Light is Mommy of Light. She just is. She's ascended past gender.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing, but you gotta like not leave your empty mac and cheese stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Dad bought a truck.
Oh, what kind?
A Colorado.
That's cool. I'll come up and check it out in a minute. Pillars suck. That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be horrible. They're supposed to be horrible dog shit aids, and I hate them. And I wish they weren't in the game. And I fucking hate the Stardust Pillar if you're not cheesing it. Dude, the only reason, it's like fucking Destroyer. I fucking hate Destroyer because I don't cheese him. I hate the fucking Stardust Pillar because I don't cheese it. Stardust Pillar sucks. It's worse than the Solar Pillar if you don't cheese it. Straight up. Same with Vortex. That's why everyone cheeses it and thinks that it's easy. Because if you didn't, holy garbage dog shit. I fucking hate the Vortex Pillar. I might hate those stupid fuckers with the shotguns who are like 100% accurate and have unreactable attacks. And they react to where you're moving to, so you have to predict them. Holy garbage. I like Nebula. No, I don't, but I like it more. I hate Solar with a passion. Unless you cheese it. If you cheese it, it's still unremarkable. Well, so think about it like this, right? Have you ever done the pillars in classic mode? Or, like, even in expert mode, they're not that bad. But, like, holy garbage shit, are they horrible in Master. Stat bloat really fucks events. Because the game is balanced, it's not balanced around Master mode, right? Like, people go in and they're like, oh, well, if it's not good in Master mode, it must be a terrible dog shit weapon. And it's just like, they're missing the point. Weapons aren't meant to be good on Master mode. That's the point of it. If it can be on Master mode, it's broken as fuck. Like, the weapons that I use, like, Daedalus Stormbow is extremely overpowered. Same with, like, fucking Bananarangs, Terrorblade. If it can walk through Master Mode and be, like, just, like, excellent, and you're like, oh, this is easy, it's bad. It's broken. It's overpowered. But if you go into a weapon on classic mode and it's working well, try any weapon. Fuck, try the fucking paper airplanes on classic mode. They destroy everything. And it's like people have we've been overcompensating for a mode that like the game isn't meant to be balanced around. It's why back when I did my 1.2 video, right? I was low-key like struggling, and it wasn't even just because of the quality of life. It was just because there was no expert or classic or expert or master mode. Everything was balanced around classic, and like all the weapons, if you put those into master mode right now, none of them would do any damage. Like shit, the Terrorblade would suck in master mode if you take the 1.2 Terrorblade and throw it into master. Like people forget that this game was originally balanced around classic mode, and then when expert mode came out, we needed to like make everything better. Like I beat this game with a fucking pickaxe. No, I completely agree. It is still boring and tedious and stupid, but it's not nearly as terrible when you go into classic or even expert. Master mode, yeah, Staplet really, really sucks for events. But no, I agree. Like it is a terrible event. I hate it and I want it removed. But like I can see why they haven't changed it. Cuz like if you can just steamroll it like you can do everything else in master mode, it would kind of ruin the game because then classic mode would be just too easy. Like classic mode needs some challenges. And even I mean shit, the pillars aren't even hard on classic mode, but like for a first time player, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna struggle. You know? No, I completely agree though. They just are a terrible event, but they can't change them because it would ruin the game. And there would be zero way to recover from it. This was cool. I liked this weapon. I'm gonna try it out and try out this thing, the particle accelerator. I haven't tried this on Revengeance yet. And then I'm thinking actually cursed arrows because of the gimmick. Well, also, so what happens is classic mode doesn't have multiplayer scaling. This was another thing I got completely wrong in my 1.2 video. I said that Golem was easy because he's balanced around multiplayer, and he's really hard on multiplayer. Yeah, that just isn't true. I was objectively wrong. And I can fully admit to that. I was just objectively wrong. He was not balanced around multiplayer. Multiplayer didn't have scaling until expert mode. Doesn't have scaling until expert mode, sorry. He still doesn't. I'm going to grab a PDA. It's in miscellaneous, yes. Prime is fun in Calamity, but I still enjoy him more in base. In base Terraria. Everyone acts like Prime is so difficult and like, oh my god, the laser's so terrible and garbage. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't really struggle against the laser. I struggle against the fucking stupid hand. The vice grip. Because it always gets in my way when I'm trying to dodge. Like that. The laser isn't tricky because it just does like 1 damage. Yeah, Moonlord is definitely harder, I'd say, on multiplayer, because you both have to dodge the laser. The cannon's probably the hardest part of Calamity. I love Prime. Prime's my second favorite boss fight. Like, straight up. First being the twins. The twins are just so fucking fun. I just love the twins. They're so well designed, too. Holy glaze, but like, people used to say like the twins are the hardest boss in the game. I never have struggled with twins. And yeah, it's because I'm a stupid asshole who watched a YouTube video on how to beat them really easily, and I've just done that for the last like 10 years, but that's not important. And yes, I do struggle the most against Destroyer. He's an asshole, and he does a lot of contact damage. The twins are my favorite boss, though. I like twins. I don't mind Plantera. I just don't really care for the whole circling thing. Which is weird, because I almost died. I should have died there. I completely misread that attack. Which is weird, because I don't mind it when I'm fighting Prime. I just don't like it. And I mean, Prime stays above you when he's not, like, you know what I mean? He's not really, like, you do circle him, but it's like a different kind of circling than Plantera. I hate Cultist. I hate Golem with a passion. I've always struggled against Golem. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm an asshole who refuses to prepare for him because I know he's not that hard. But I get fucked every time I summon a world because I get the smallest little dog shit arenas ever. Yeah, this weapon's pretty good. Wow. I'm pleasantly surprised. I like Duke. I've learned how to fight Duke much more efficiently. Like, I'm pretty good at Duke now. Holy shit, I just did all 3 mechs with Statagil. This shit needs a nerf. That extra boost that you get, that's basically a fart in a bottle. Look at that. How good the acceleration on that is. I think it has better acceleration than the Sandstorm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so you want to use this weapon with slow-moving arrows. You don't want it with fast ones. See how they grow bigger? That makes them do more. Okay, well, I can go straight to Cryogen then. See ya. I'm probably gonna get off in a minute anyway. But all is well. Hope you have a good one. I'm also probably gonna get off because my dad just bought a car and I want to go see it. Later. Have a good one.